Hello, welcome to Healthwatch. I'm Sophie Scott. In what's been called a landmark case, a multiple sclerosis patient has been brought back from the brink of death and restored to nearly full health. The stem cell procedure that saved his life is increasingly common overseas, but doctors in Australia needed a bit of convincing to try it.
Multiple sclerosis is usually a slow, degenerative disease of the nervous system, but just occasionally it strikes with frightening speed.
Everything seemed to go. His speech was a bit slurred for that weekend, and then the next week things went very quickly.
Just over a year ago, at age 19, Ben Lay developed a brainstem lesion and his body began to shut down.
He was in intensive care for a month being ventilated and then had a tracheostomy and totally paralysed and not able to swallow. And it doesn't get much worse than that.
MS struck the teenager so hard that conventional treatment didn't work. Canberra doctors then considered a risky procedure that had only been tried once before in Australia and had failed. Harvesting stem cells from Ben's blood, they grew them in the lab and performed a bone marrow transplant. The procedure didn't just stop multiple sclerosis progressing further, it apparently reversed its effects.
The patients actually improve after the treatment. See, Ben, for example, couldn't walk at the time of his bone marrow transplant, and then about 3 weeks after, his legs started to improve. Remarkable turnaround.
Any treatment that results in this sort of improvement is a significant breakthrough.
So I gave me my son back. It could have been so different. I could have been burying him.
There's a 20% chance of relapse, and Ben does have some lasting effects.
He can't run.
Probably can't ride a bike because of balance.
It gives hope to everybody that the disease can be mastered. So we just have to find the other treatments for those people who wouldn't perhaps qualify for this treatment.
But MS Australia warns it's not a cure, and the procedure would be reserved for only the most aggressive cases.
All right, so sort of.
Getting to spend more time with the doctor is just one of the bonuses to come out of a raft of changes to Medicare. The federal government is offering more money to encourage GPs to give longer consults and to treat patients suffering more complex problems. The changes are aimed at simplifying the system, but doctors say they don't go far enough. Doctors call it 6-minute medicine. GP Brian Morton says the current system encourages short consultations where people get a diagnosis, a prescription and are sent on their way.
When patients come with just a simple problem, it's important to think about preventive care, and that's to think about blood pressure, check their weight, ask about diet and exercise. It's very frustrating when you can't do that because short consultations are rewarded better.
Today, the federal government announced 15 measures to simplify the Medicare system.
The changes that are being announced today make it possible for doctors to spend more time, particularly with patients with chronic and complex needs.
The number of Medicare consultation items will be cut from 83 to just over 30. After-hours payments will be simplified and higher rebates paid for longer consultations. The changes are designed to address concerns that short visits don't allow doctors to adequately investigate complex medical problems.
We're happy that the government has started to honour its commitment to simplify Medicare billings for GPs. But there's still a lot more to do to help our GPs efficiently look after patients and deliver primary health care in Australia.
The changes come into effect in 5 months. And this is the last Health Watch for this year. Thanks so much for watching. Have a happy and healthy Christmas break, and we'll see you again next year.